Hello, everybody. Good morning. It's Dave Neal, stand-up comic and host of Bachelor Nation News. Happy Valentine's Day to everyone out there. I hope you're spending it with your loved ones. If you're single, I hope you're getting out there and slinging it. Go on, have a good day. Single awareness, or depending on whatever mood you're in, this is going to lighten it up. Let me tell you right now, Clayton Echard has a Valentine's Day message for all of us. We're going to play it right now. Let's jump right into this. It's very short, to the point. Absolutely love it. Have a listen.
Happy Valentine's Day to you all. You know, in a parallel universe out there somewhere, someone's giving birth to twins today, but not in this one.
Oh my gosh. Clayton, what was that? Oh, what a burn. Oh my gosh, 3rd-degree burns right there. Of course, we want to wish a Happy Valentine's Day to all, but specifically to Jane Doe. I wonder if she's got a date today. Jane Doe, of course, the lady who has thrown Clayton into a wild year of the court system, a graduate class in how to deal with family court, was supposed to give birth today. Now, I would never dance on anyone's due date grave if it was, of any legitimate reason. But as Clayton says there, he believes it's a complete hoax that his short-term fling was ever pregnant with his babies in the first place. A hoax that we had to be brave enough to talk about early on, when who would ever, you have to remember back in November, when this story came out, who would ever call BS on somebody who claims to be pregnant? You would almost never. You couldn't even imagine that scenario. But in hindsight, what we know now is there have been no fetal death certificates provided by Jane Doe. And up until November, December? I think November, she was still saying she's pregnant at the time, 24, 25, 26 weeks, whatever it is. And the baby was due on February 14th. Cupid's holiday. I mean, what are you supposed to do with that day? I mean, we got it one more time. One more time. Let's just listen to this.
Happy Valentine's Day to you all. You know, in a parallel universe out there somewhere, someone's giving birth to twins today, but not in this one.
And he says, if you know, you know, and if you don't, spare yourself. Don't spare yourself. Jump in on the story. It's fascinating. It's a fascinating story of deceit. It's a fascinating story of control. It's a fascinating story of a con artist. Now, she claims she's not a con artist. She just hasn't proven any evidence to the contrary. That's where we stand right now. What's interesting, though, is I'm going to play for you guys a clip of what Jane Doe said basically about this court case, or I should say about Clayton, when it came to, all of the mean things he was saying online about her. She tries to use that against you. Of course, she tried the same thing with me this week, saying I'm inciting all of this hatred towards her, when in fact, we're just elevating the truth. If elevating the truth makes somebody else hate her, that's not my fault. I would, ad nauseum tell people never share any hurt towards her. She's got enough to reckon and deal with the rest of her life. That's for her and for her maker and for her social circle. Like, that's for her to deal with. I'm sure she'll have enough. I mean, maybe she won't have a guilty conscience. I don't know. Maybe in 5 years, when we're making content about something new, there'll be a new paternity scandal. We hope not. We hope that this was enough for her. Here's my guess. My guess is that she has been so exposed in this court case that she's going to stop the shit. I know what you're thinking. You're listening. You're going, no, Dave, no way. I'm just saying, so many people, not me. I'm not gonna like look into the Maricopa County court system and just be like every 3 months, see if she's got new filings. I'm not going to be doing that, but I'm sure people will. I'm sure people will be looking into her. And if there's any mischievous going on, people will alert whoever she's suing or whatever in the future. Again, these are all hypothetical future scenarios, but people would alert them to the fiber that links it all together. And she benefited from a lack of exposure in previous court cases where no one pieced it together. Nobody pieced this together until, and again, my guess is this will be a very nice reveal in a documentary someday. But it's of my belief that the person who pieced this whole thing together, when it comes to Greg Gillespie, victim number 2, Clayton, victim number 3, even though it now looks like Clayton's victim number 5 because we have Matthew and Andrew and all these other guys, right? But it's looking like the person who pieces it together is Greg Gillespie's beautiful girlfriend who says, you know what, Greg, she's doing it to this new guy now too. We got to contact Greg. And it's that type of vigilante justice. And again, not vigilante justice where they're trying to cause any harm to her, just to say, here's the playbook. This is what's happening. And that's important to know. So anyway, let's play a few clips from previous hearings. Of course, the 2 hearings where she, I guess, has been accused of wearing a fake baby bump.
Amongst other times she threatened me.
All right. I'll admit 6 over the objection.
She's standing up, by the
7, way. Similar thing again. She stated this time she would do it with no strings attached. I had then responded by saying, let's schedule the paternity test regardless. But she was asking for this agreement and that we needed to meet up for a good faith consultation.
Good faith.
Again, I did not feel safe meeting up with her one-on-one. So I disagreed with this, but this is another text message that she decided to send from a different number.
So, of course, he's just proving how he blocked her number. Then she would call from another number. I mean, come on, Clayton, meet up with her privately. What's the worst that can happen? You have a firm handshake, and maybe you get, I mean, I've shaken Clayton's hands. I felt pregnant after, so you never know. He's got a strong grip.
In relation to whether he should be speaking at this based on...
Okay, so now she's rubbing her belly. I've, of course, protected her identity because I'm a good human, but here she is rubbing her belly. Maybe she had a stomach ache. We don't know. She had chili the night before.
What was going on and his credibility. I don't think this would be appropriate to be admitted in this case. This wasn't directed toward him for harassment purposes, and so this shouldn't be admitted.
All right. I'm going to admit 23 over the objection.
Now, if I were an acting coach, and again, I'm in the Screen Actors Guild, I've dabbled in acting. I, was a background actor in Law & Order. I was a regular on Good Wife. And, of course, I stood in on Suits. That's right. Your boy made eye contact with a frickin' princess, okay? What's up, Meghan Markle? Return my calls. I'm kidding. But I would say, all right, Jane Doe, you're overdoing it a little bit. You know what I mean? You need to calm down. Every 5 minutes, a little bit of a bump. But, okay, my wife, just nonstop. I mean, she's polishing that belly like she's going bowling with it after. She's like shoe shining it. She's, she's got the full car kit buffering the thing. Just relax. You're going to be okay.
I would like to now go to Exhibit 26. This email was sent by Laura threatening to sue me, again, with the videos that I was posting in order to protect my own image. My image is how I make my money.
And again, she'll say he's using his image to smear her, and he's saying, I'm just protecting myself. I'm on the defense. Clayton's been on the defense this whole time.
And I make my money online, mental health advocate. Also, being a public figure, I have brand deals and such and companies that I work with. So everything that I'd stated, I've never once mentioned her name in public. And then in this email, as I put up a video to protect my own integrity and protect my own reputation, Laura threatened to sue me with a massive lawsuit and stated she had an unlimited budget to sue me, which I felt was very harassing in nature.
By the way, that unlimited budget should be used when it comes time to pay the bill. If, if he's like, all right, the court decides she's at fault, she has to pay Clayton's $150,000 legal bill. She goes, I don't have the money. Clayton goes, you have an unlimited budget, bitch. Come on, we got the money. Let's put the money in the jar. Put the money in the jar. Rub that belly till the money comes out of your ass. I don't know.
Video that was the previous nature of the other email that she was asking to take down? Or is that something?
I believe this one was, to be honest with you, again, I put up
so they go through the different evidence here. Again, we're just having fun. We're covering this. We're doing, I don't know if this is the Lord's work or what it is, but it's Valentine's Day. Let's have a little fun on Valentine's Day, right? Everyone take a break from class, relax, eat your Reese's Valentine's chocolates, and let's party.
I would just, again, I would like the order of protection or injunction against harassment. I would like that because this individual is an aggressor, and if she will not continued to come after me, or she will continue to come after me unless I cut off communication. And so this is, whether or not I responded, it's the sheer frequency of unwanted messages that she sent me.
And people don't understand. And I now do. I now do understand, because I've had a little vaccine dose of the old Jane Doe kookiness here. But it does run a chill up your spine, and no amount of muscle mass on Clayton makes him immune to dealing with someone's messages. I mean, it can take, you can be at a 9 out of 10 feeling really good, and then you get a message from her, and it really is psychological, diabolical. And it's something like I've considered, do I need to get an injunction against harassment on her? Hours after I settle, I shouldn't say settle, hours after she dismisses her lawsuit against me, I get threatening emails from her. And then she uses that against me, whether I open the email or don't open the email. I mean, they get sent to my spam, and yet still she's like Clayton called her a harasser. That's what it is. And she'll claim, what are you talking about? I'm of danger to nobody. And it's like, well, sure, you think that, but how about all the people that can collectively come together and hold hands and say, I don't even say this through any sort of humor. There are fucking support groups that are grown men that have had to come together, not because of people like her, but because of her, because of the torment she has done to these men. And for so long, these men, I guess, weren't heard. Why? Because they weren't celebrities. They weren't famous enough for an article, for some very niche. And by the way, Clayton's about and again, I mean, no offense to this, on the lowest level of fame for a very, very niche YouTube channel like mine to be following it. Do you understand what I'm saying? No offense to Greg Gillespie. I love that guy. He's a great guy. I've got to meet him. He's a new father, but we wouldn't have known about this if it were just about him. She was getting away with this as if it were murder. Now it's not murder. It's just petty, low-level harassment, but that's enough on a one-to-one level to really mess with someone's life.
Adoption.
Yes, there was, and all of that's in text messages.
Okay. Was there a point where then he didn't want anything to do with the kids and you have sole custody?
Yes.
Isn't this crazy? The lawyer's asking, he didn't want anything to do with the kids. And it's like, I can't believe we're even arguing whether or not there were kids at this point. But again, at this point, she's wearing she's allegedly, I mean, according to all belief, wearing the pregnant bump. I mean, we watch this in hindsight. We just see how absurd this is.
Okay. And these are communications that you're having with Mr. Echard through text messages?
Yeah, those were through text.
What about emails?
Emails started later on, after we had the day after we had the conversation where I went to his house and took the pregnancy test.
All right, so then they go on and on. I tell you what, let's jump out of that one. I'm going to come to one more here. If you guys could just give me a second to format. What I need to do here is format my my little dodo birds here. Let's see if that's all set up. Oh, that's very nice. I have a nice dodo bird right there. And then we can put a dodo right there. Very good. All right, let's continue. This is, of course, when Megan Fox got a hold of it.
Objecting on relevance. This case is about...
This is when Clayton lawyered up. This is Woodnick Law's cross-examination of Jane Doe.
Miss Owens' harassment of Mr. Echard. Mr. Echard posting anything on his private social media is not relevant to this case.
Your Honor, as part of the petition that Mr. Echard had written, he had indicated that my client was defaming him when in fact my client was not defaming him, and that she was harassing him by sending him emails and different text messages. I think that this is relevant to show that not only were the text messages and emails concerning my client's pregnancy, paternity, but also what I had indicated in my opening and evidence that we had Ms. Owens testify to, that she did in fact also message Clayton to take down certain false videos or false statements offline because she was getting harassed by his fans and followers. So this video is to show that this was the video that he had posted, and the reason she had continued communication with him beyond just the pregnancy and paternity was for him to take down certain videos.
And there it is, folks. She wants to control him. Take down that video. I'm getting harassed. Stop sharing the truth. It's hurting my image. We see that gameplay over and over. We're seeing it play out now where maybe some crazy troll sent her a message and it's being weaponized to say, oh, this is of Dave Neal's doing. And we're here to say, no, it's not. No, it's not. Not at all. I'm sorry these people exist. I would prefer if I had a control over a switch that said nobody contact her because she's going to use that against us. But that's not enough reason for us to not cover this. I'm sorry, and maybe this should be in my Valentine's Day message to Jane Doe. Dear Jane Doe, happy Valentine's Day. I'm sorry I've got enough gumption to pursue this story and to have the journalistic integrity to tell the story of these men, even with dealing with all of your empty threats. Happy Valentine's Day. Bye, everybody.